Hello, fam. Welcome to class. Welcome to your practice. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time to be in the class with me, welcome. Let me introduce myself for a bit. My name is Rain. I'll be here to guide you through your practice for today. I am your certified yoga teacher. I mainly teach vinyasa, hatha, and of course yin, which is really connected to what we're going to do today. So, if this is your first time to do a yoga class and you want to try it, this is the perfect um, practice for you because we're going to do something gentle. In fact, it's going to be really for um, anyone who needs relief or anyone who needs help and support whenever you feel like you need something to do before you sleep. So, stretches for a gentle and restful sleep is what we're going to do for today. So, I am here on my mat. If you feel like you don't have a space for your yoga mat today, that's okay. You can do this in bed because really are gonna do some poses so that you can do this in bed before you go to sleep. All right. I have my blocks here with me. I have two. If you don't have that, it's okay. You can use bolsters or pillows, blankets. If you have thick books, you can do that as well. This is just a way for me to number one either regress if there's something a little bit too much or progress if it's something that I need to open more or stretch more. All right, so whenever you're ready, let's go inside your practice. So find yourself a space. This is your time to do grab your props, grab your blocks, or go to your bed because we're gonna do some breath work and meditation first. If this is your first time to do your breath work and meditation as well, perfectly fine. I'll be here to guide you through it, okay? This is not the kind of meditation that you are asked to empty your mind or be one with the breath so much that you can fly already. It's not gonna be like that, but rather we're gonna be here to be able to notice whatever it is that you're having right now, how you're breathing or how you are feeling exactly the way you are. We don't have to imagine that we're existing somewhere else other than where we are placed at, but rather be in tune or be grounded in wherever we are and what we are in a journey in life. So whenever you're ready, I like to go in my breathwork practice in my easy sitting pose. It looks like this, just like your normal Indian sit or where or what it's called here in my country. Maybe this one is a different name wherever you're coming from. In a yoga, this is your easy sitting pose or your sukhasana. Open the thighs and the glutes out wide, so you can sit down on the sit bones rather than the flesh and the bum. And I want you to gently take your knees a little bit more narrow and then flex the feet and then tug it in so much that your knees somehow ground down onto the feet like that. So this is what your regular easy sitting pose would look like. Yeah, if you feel like sitting down on the floor is not an option for you today, you can do this on a chair, just sit down naturally. If you think you need support here, this is the time where you grab your pillow, your block. You can go and take a sit, just like that. If it's wide there, go ahead and take two. Yeah, we're not gonna limit ourselves to just one if you feel like you need more. There you go. We want to elevate ourselves a little if you need that so that we can make sure that we're tall on the spine. Relaxing the shoulders, wiggle them good if you want. Again, we want to feel as gentle as we can and as effortless as we want. So take a few wiggles. If there's any tension on the hips, the shoulders, the legs, just wiggle them off so that when you go and take a seat here, you're going to feel a little bit more um, restful. Roll the shoulders down and back if you want, opening the heart a little bit more, allowing the shoulder tips to gently ease in and back and down. Relax your hands wherever you feel like it. Here on the knees, to the center, hands and pray to the heart if you want. And just make this as effortless as you can. Another option in your breath work, which is somehow maybe in line with what we're doing since it's a restful sleep, is just go to your savasana. If you're doing this in bed, go ahead and grab your pillow or maybe your child's pose. You can do that as well. We want to make sure that we're calming down the body, calming down all of yourself, your mind, your heart, your spiritual self as well. So feel free to grab any kind of shape that supports you, your body today. I'll be here in my seat. And then whenever you're ready, you have an option to gaze wherever you are looking, maybe forward. Find a focal point in front of you, something that's not moving preferably so that you can be more aware on how you're breathing. You have an option to gaze down, so you can soften the eyelids, the face, noticing if there's anything there in front of you that you can look at. Or if you feel safe right now, only if you feel safe, feel free to close the eyes and just follow my voice. This class, you can also do this with your headphones, so you can just really attune into my voice rather than looking so much on the screen and looking like going into shapes that I may seem to look like, but rather we're going to honor your body today. So that's a challenge. Maybe if you can close your eyes today and not just gaze at the screen and just follow my voice. And take a few mindful breaths to begin. Inhales and exhales in your normal breath. Allow the breath to guide you to every single part of your body that holds tension. Notice any sensations while you're there. So it's the crown of your head to the ears, all of your face, the space between the eyebrows. See if you can relax that. Soften your cheeks, your nose, your mouth. Soften your jaw. Unclench the teeth. Maybe make some space between the upper teeth and the lower teeth. Make some space between the roof of your mouth and your tongue. And just allow all of your face to relax and surrender. Again, in your practice, you don't have to show up as someone else, but rather show up as your true self. Imagine, or if this is really happening, imagine there's no one looking at you and you can do whatever you want. One philosophical question that I usually put in my practice is, who are you when no one's looking? How do you show up? How do you move? How do you speak to yourself when no one's looking? So allow this practice to guide you into that inner dialogue. You may cultivate that as you go through the practice. Again, soften all of your face. Now begin to relax the neck, soften the shoulders. Notice how your arms feel right now from the shoulders towards the tips of your fingers. Relaxing the upper back, soften the heart, the chest, soften the ribs. Notice how the belly gently falls and rises. And beginning to relax all of your hips. For us to tap into that restfulness, you want to make sure that we're riding with the breath as we go. So see if you can find equal amounts of inhales and exhales as you begin to release the tension, or take a little bit longer on the exhales. Soften all of your legs, your knees, your shins, towards the tippy toes. Allow all of your body to relax, whether you're sitting or lying down. Allow all of your body to gently melt into the center of your space. And I'd like you to call out all of yourself in your present moment. Most of the time, even if we're sitting down here, our mind is somewhere else, our heart is somewhere else as well. Maybe it's gazing at the past and what just happened during the day, or even maybe beyond that, or gazing so much ahead in the future that we find ourselves unrestful. So give yourself permission at this point while you're doing your breath work to call all of yourselves here in the present moment. We don't exist somewhere else, but rather we're here in your present moment. And you deserve that. You deserve to be 100% showing up in everything that you're doing. Tapping into all of your senses, every single thing that you're touching right now, or anything that your skin touches. Any smell, any sound surrounding you beyond my voice. Any taste in your mouth, your lips. And every single color in your eyes dancing for you right now, whether your eyes are open or closed. Look in the mind's eye and notice everything. As you give yourself permission to find a restful sleep for today's practice, notice a question that may come up, a feeling that may come up, something that feels subtle or strong whenever you are cued. What does it mean when we say, I am worthy of rest? I am worthy of a pause. May these mantras, or may these questions gently go deep into the mind, into the heart, as we find ourselves in various shapes for today's practice. Once you're ready, take one big inhale through the nose. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. One more, just like that. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. One more big inhale and big exhale. Now's the time for you to notice every single thought, any feeling, any emotion that is there in the practice. See if you can just be there. Acknowledge it one by one without trying to change it, manipulate it, or fix it, but rather see if you can sit down with it one by one. Notice where they're coming from, maybe. And again, allow those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions to be here while you sit down, acknowledging them. And then slowly, once you're ready, let's simply descend back to the physical body right now. Feel free to to open the eyes if your eyes are closed. Give yourself permission to be here in your present moment. Again, all of yourself. And then slowly, let's begin your practice. So again, we're going to find some stretches for restful sleep. If you feel like this is a way or something that you can do also in the morning, feel free to come back to this video and go into the poses, even go there and stay there longer than usual. Yeah? So let's go and start. If you went here on a seat or if you were lying down, gently take a seat. I want to lean back here so that I can tangle both of my legs, step onto my feet wider than my hips, and then gently just swing side to side. Windshield wipers. This is one good way for me to release any tension on my hips, neutralize the spine as well. So if you have been sitting for so long throughout the day, this is one way to find a relief. Notice like a quick massage on your bum as well, the side glutes, and then slowly come back center. Let's go and find ourselves in our butterfly pose or seated butterfly. So open the thighs and the glutes out wide, plant the feet together, and then open the knees to the side like this. Yeah, so super easy. So with your feet, it can come far, it can come at the middle, or maybe a little bit here towards the treasure or near the hips, up to you. We're going to open the feet out wide. See if you can allow the pinky toes to somehow face the sky. Yeah, so you have an option to keep staying here. There's like a quick touching at the booty at the back. That's okay. We want to make sure that we're folding down, keeping a straight spine when we fold down. And then once you reach the peak, that's when you curve the back and really feel this length from the tip of your tailbone towards maybe the back of the neck as you press your chin to your chest. Yes? So whenever you're ready, take your hands to the ankles or wrap them on the toes. Your elbows later on when you fold down, it can either be here on the inner thighs, it can be here on the knees, or even towards the ground. Yes? So really up to you. So again, if you are doing this on a chair, perfectly fine. You can go and take a sit towards the edge of the mat, towards the edge of the chair, and then take your feet together like that and open the knees to the side as you fold down. If you're doing this in bed, that's also fine. You can find pillows here in front so that you can navigate your heart there. You can also find bolsters or blankets. Wrap your blanket here on your back as you fold down. Somewhat like giving yourself a nice way to really ease in towards the sleep. Again, blocks here at the center if you need that. Okay. So if you feel like you need more of a stretch today, if you are on the flexible side, I invite you to extend your hands forward, 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 so that you can go deeper into the stretch. So whenever you're ready, let's do it together. I'm going to go here at the center, open the thighs and the glutes out wide, hands wrapping on the feet, the heels, the ankles up to you. Roll the shoulders down and back. Lift your heart, expose it to the sky as you inhale. And then as you exhale, bend onto the elbow, slowly fold. Tug the heart forward, 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 keeping a straight spine. Once you feel that you are at your peak already, you don't have to go this deep, I swear. And then slowly just fall down. Maybe change the chest, curve the back. Notice the straight line from the tip of the tailbone towards the back of the neck to the occiput. Your knees, it can always come up if you need that, or if this is not accessible. If you think that you need the opening on the inner thighs as well, you can anchor from the elbows towards the inner thighs, or maybe near the knees if you want. Yeah, so see if that's good for you. If your feet is near, you can take it there, elbows towards the knees like this. Yeah. So what we really want is to release any tension on the back, from the lower back to the middle back to the upper back, and allow all of your upper body to feel heavy here in this shape. So sometimes, or most often than not, we're always somehow up with our upper body. It's always either we're just walking or standing or sitting, that we rarely go and lie down for a few moments during the day. So our upper body is always having the most tension in our body whenever. So give yourself permission to just release. Head higher than the head lower than the heart. Notice how the shoulder blades are widening to the side as you go deeper into this curve in the back. And see how you're breathing here. If you can inhale a little bit more as you lengthen the spine, then as you exhale, use the space to go deeper into the shape. Notice how the glutes are here as well, your inner thighs, your knees. And again, this is the part where you notice how you can honor your body, how you're being kind to yourself. When it's cued that who are we when no one's looking at us, this is the part where you begin to navigate in the mind and see, how am I being kind to myself today? Am I just going here in this shape because I want to go deeper, or the teacher is looking like this one, so I need to look that way too? Or can I honor my body today, that even if the teacher is there so deep, I can go and just take a seat for a bit and really feel how my body is reacting to the shape as I take my inhales and exhales more mindfully. Last one, inhale here. And then exhale, let's slowly release. With the head, gently come up, roots to rise. Very nice. Take your hands on your knees, plug it in. Take both of your feet wider than the mat if you want, or just as wide. Lean back with the hands, windshield wipers left and right. Whew, that feels really nice. Awesome. Once you're ready, let's go for the next one. So slowly go find yourself at the middle of your mat. Bend onto the elbows one by one and simply just lie down on the back like this. Yeah? So first off, we're gonna find your figure fours on your legs. So left or right foot first, up to you. I'm gonna try my right feet towards the sky. Point or flex, up to you. Making sure that everything is square or aligned, firming in. You can bend the knee if you feel like it's too much on the hams today. And then slowly take your hands on your thighs. If you need that, if you have that, if this is accessible, you can find a towel or a strap, plug it in. If you want some more, take it to the calf or towards the ankle like this. It's just a nice stretch on the legs. This will somehow take a release on your lower back as well. I thought that this was just for the legs when I was doing this, but boy, oh boy, this was also a good way to stretch and release any tension on my hips so that my lower back can also feel the relief. Very nice. One big breath. And then slowly on your exhale, bend onto the right knee, right ankle on top of your left quad, left knee like that. Keep flexing that foot so that you can support your knee. Yeah? You have an option to take that right hand, press the right knee away from you. See how that feels? Yes, this is already good enough. If you want some more, you can find a pillow or a block. I'm gonna use one or two here. Take that block onto that foot so you can go deeper. Like that. Yeah? See how that feels. This is already good enough. If you want some more, hands are gonna clasp on the opposite thigh. This is my left. Towards the inner or towards my shin. Yeah? And then see if you can pull that knee to the heart. So you're gonna really notice the sensation on your outer glute, your outer thigh, onto the IT band. Relax all of your shoulders. Head is still on the mat, on your pillow, on your blanket. So see how this feels. And most often than not, or your coaches or your yoga teachers will tend to say that um, this should feel good, or allow this feeling of goodness or warmth. For today's practice, I want you to navigate your mind into how it really feels rather than people dictating on what it should feel like. If this is painful, then it is painful. Sometimes pain is not good. So take a step back if you need it, all right? Let's release. Release your hands, release the foot, release the leg. Let's go do everything on the opposite side. So, with the block or not, left leg extends to the sky. Yes, clasp your hands on the inner thigh, maybe to the calf or near the ankle. It's really up to you. If this is too much, bend the knee. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out, surrender more. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee. Let's go find your finger forehead this side. Yes, just like that. Flexing the left foot, or if you did this on your left earlier, you're doing your right, flex the right foot. Hand to the knee, push it away. See how that feels, yeah? Find your right foot a little bit higher if you need more, or just let it stay on the floor. Or if you want, let's go. Clasp your hands on the opposite thigh. This one, it's my right to the inner or to the shin, pressing it deep like that. Relax all of your shoulders down, soften the face. You can even close the eyes so you can really notice how it feels. Onto the outer glute, outer thigh, maybe inner thigh if you feel that. And again, ride with the breath. Inhale deep. Exhale, let it go. Bring it, inhale. And exhale. Last one here. And then slowly, let's let it go. Release and clasp your hands. If you did that, step the foot. Release the legs. Plant the feet, windshield wipers, left and right. Yes. Once you're ready, come back at the center. Extend both of your legs. Just see how that feels. Yes? You can take your hands to the sides if you feel like you need that. And just notice how your hips are somehow a little bit more open and relaxed. If you feel like you need more, you can pause the video and stay there longer. All right, next one, we need the prop. You can opt to stay here, somewhat like in your corpse or savasana, or you can find a pillow or a block, just like what I have here. Yeah, one or two. So I like to put my block on my lowest setting. If you feel like you need more, you can take it to the middle setting or a little bit higher to the highest setting if you want. But it really is up to you. If you have your pillows there or bolsters, maybe thick ones, one or two, let's go and use that. Now's the time to grab them. Now you can go and tap into the feet, knees pointing to the sky. Tuck the tailbone, lift the hips a little, and take that block, that pillow underneath the hips. Not on the lower back, onto the hips. Yes? So now's the time to see how high you want to go. You can to stay here. This is just a good option. What we're going to do next is we're just going to extend both of your legs towards the front of the mat like that. Yes? Flexing the feet, knees pointing to the sky, toes pointing to the sky as well, not splaying to the side. We want to make sure it's active. Notice how the front of the hips are opening right now. That is what we want. You can take your hands up and overhead if you want as well, just releasing any tension in your lower back and your hips. And of course, releasing the front of the hips. If you want to go for more, we can go higher. Again, take another pillow or take your block in the middle setting. If you have your thick books there, you can do that. Again, give yourself permission to notice how you feel, not what your teacher should be looking like or what it's doing, but rather navigate into how you are feeling in your body. Allow the inner thighs to roll towards each other and down to the mat rather than swaying to the side. That will be really, really bad for the hip or for the back. Extend your hands up and overhead and really surrender your upper body here, your head heavy while your legs are active. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. This will feel really intense for some, and that is okay. We haven't opened the front of the hips, or probably in all of the yoga practices, the front of the hips is the last that they open. So give yourself permission to be here for quite a bit. Last 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. How do you get out of this pose? Bend the knees one by one, step the feet one by one. Again, you can opt to stay here longer if you want. Feel free to come back to this video. Lift the hips, release the block, the pillows onto the side, and release the hips down. Very nice. Now, when you take your hips down, everything on the spine is aligned. Notice how that feels. Notice how there's usually a space between the mid or the lower back to the ground. Notice how it's all rounded now. Yeah. Let's go for the next one. Bend the knees one by one. Pawan Muktasana. Hands can come into the inner thighs or into the shins. Knees can come together or not. You can also wrap all of your arms and all of your legs and slowly just swing side to side. You want to make sure that your lower back is down rather than curving up. Notice the massage on your side glutes, the love handles on your lower back. Breathing in and breathing out. You can feel free to close the eyes if you feel like you need more. We're gonna do some supine twists here for a moment. So while you're here in your Pawan Muktasana, let's go and take your feet to a 90 like this. Take your hands to a T or to a cactus. And then we're just gonna go and navigate your legs onto one side. So I'm gonna try my left side first. So point or flex the feet and then just gently drop your legs to one side. May it be parallel to the legs, parallel to the hip, or a little bit near the heart. I want you to make sure that your heart is still facing the sky. All of your shoulder blades are down here, especially the right shoulder and the opposite shoulder. Left hand can go and allow it to be like an anchor as you dip down all of your knees, your legs to the other side. So just a quick, easy supine twist. Releasing any tension on your hips. If you want a little bit more, the best or the most important cue here is allow the hip that is on top, this one is my right, to press away towards the front of the mat. So see how the side of the body opens when that is somehow stretched. Yes. Soften the face. Let's stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Let's go back center. This might be hard if you haven't worked out on your core yet. So come back center, doing this on the opposite side. So straight me to the center. Slowly, both of your legs stacked onto the other side. Feel the counter stretch. All of your shoulder blades are down to the mat. And then slowly guided with the right hand this time to my left leg, left knee. Press it down good so you can really feel this lengthening on the spine, this cute twist. Left hip this time towards the front of the mat. See how that lengthens. Every inhale, allow yourself to expand, notice or visualize the spaces between each vertebrae. And every exhale, allow you to use that space to surrender more. In for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Slowly come back to center. Awesome. Plant the feet one by one, windshield wipers left and right. Yes. So at this moment, your head is really heavy on the mat. That's fine. That is what we want. Gentle, restful sleep. One pose before we sit down once more. Let's find your happy baby. So some people, or most people, find this easy. I know there's a lot will still find this hard. So we're going to take it as easy as we can first. Just like your Pawan Muktasana, knees towards the heart. Flex the feet pointing to the sky. Yes, so it can be like this. I want you to take your knees a little bit wide. Maybe it's towards your armpits or even wider. Yes. So sometimes if you're on the flexible side, your lower back tends to come up as you take your hands on your feet. What I want you to make sure is that you're pressing your lower back to the ground so you can really feel the stretch on your happy baby rather than curving the back because that's not doing anything. You want to make sure everything is active and we're going to the purpose of the pose, which is to release everything. So hands onto the inner thighs. If Hands onto the feet is not accessible. You can go here. You can even wrap your forearms like that and take it to the side. Yes, this is still happy baby. If you have it today, victor fingers onto the big toes. That's number one. Hands onto the inner or the outer edge. Towards the heels if you need that. Again, knees pressing towards the armpits or even farther. Lower back down to the ground. Now you can feel the stretch. It's so much active than your usual release in your happy baby. You have an option to stay here in stillness or swing side to side, just like what you did in your pound muktasana. A deeper stretch. Stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one here. And then release. Release the feet. Very nice. Take it to the ground. Swing side to side. Awesome. Come back center. Let's lean into one side and find ourselves on a seat. Cool. Very nice. So whenever you're ready, let's take a seat. Almost there. Let's go find ourselves on a seat, grounding down into your Paschimottanasana or seated forward fold. Extend both of your legs towards the front of the mat. Open the thighs and the glutes out wide. Yes. Feet together or a little bit space there, maybe 1 or 2 knuckles away from each other with the knees and the ankles. Point, flex, or flank. Up to you. Yeah. Inhale, lengthen, hands reach up high. And then exhale, fold down. So this is the time where you have your pillows or your bolsters. Place it here at the middle so that you can go and fold down with your pillows. Or you can find one pillow or one block. Take it underneath your knees like this. If you feel like your hamstrings are not doing okay for today. Yes. Your seated forward fold can also look like this. You don't have to go deep there. If you want to go stretch, you can go and do that. If we can tap onto our toes, we can do that as well. But if it's not accessible today, hands onto the shins or to the thighs will do. Let's go for one more. Inhale, lengthen, look forward, open the heart. And then exhale, fold down. Very nice. Curve the back when you reach your peak. Chin will come to chest. Notice how your hips or your hip flexors are pulling you to the back as your heart reaches forward. Breathe in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Root your eyes. Slowly release. Take your hands at the back. You can do a counter stretch like that by finding yourself planting both of your feet and windshield wipers left and right. Or this is one thing that I like. I like to do a reverse plank just to find a quick counter stretch. Hands fingertips pointing to the front of the mat, toes pointing as well. On your inhale, bend into the elbows, tuck the tailbone, and then lift your hips just like this. And then slowly fold down. And there you go. There. So I hope you can go and navigate yourself into these poses whenever you feel like you need it. For sure, there are a lot of yoga poses that you can do while you do your restful sleep. The most important part is, again, number 1, honoring your body. Number 2, ride with the breath as you go down into all of the calm poses that we'll do. And again, for sure, we have a lot of rituals or habits that we do before going to sleep, but these poses can guide us so that it can be more restful and can be easier to doze off. If you have any questions, feel free to just comment down below. We're going to answer all of them or maybe take a quick feedback on how your poses went. I will try to answer them as fast as we want. Thank you so much, everyone.